You're listening to the Kazual Sportz Show.
Palmer stepping away at first. Palmer extending the play. Crosses the field. Larry Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is going to take it into Green Bay territory.
The show exclusively known as the voice of the Arizona Cardinals fan club, the Bird Gang.
Fitzgerald inside the 30, the 20. Larry Fitzgerald is insane.
Now with your host, Earl Burnett, a.k.a. Casual E.
Bird Gang on 3, 1, 2, 3, Bird Gang.
Welcome back into the Casual House. And that intro will never, ever get old. We miss you, Fitz. Hurry up and get back, please. But you are in the Casual House. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell doing the Kazual Sportz Show on Monday night. And we're going to give you our perspective of what goes on in the world of Arizona sports and some other things going around in the sports world. If you want to be a part of this show and follow us and send us some comments, look us up on our 4 major outlets: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook. And we're on Facebook Live for you, Bird Gang, and you can chime in if you want to as well. Go ahead and download the mobile apps right there at the website at www.ksrnaz.com, and there you will find wonderful articles going up about your Arizona Cardinals and Phoenix Suns. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the wonderful website that my man, Mr. McConnell over here, continues to put down the hard work on. And we appreciate what he does. It's probably one of the better sites on the web, sports-wise. So go there and do that and subscribe with the other almost 3,000 other people. So welcome into the Casual House. What's going on, Mr. McConnell? Welcome back. And I know we've been doing this for how many weeks now? The losses? This is starting to become a bad trend, man.
This is 3 in a row.
Oh my gosh, man!
Like I said, I didn't expect a lot out of this game. I had a bad feeling. I know on Thursday I picked the Cardinals because I can't pick against my team, especially this year with how the potential looked. So I opted out this weekend and instead built a giant stinking playset for my kids with my dad. Shout out to Pops, because I mean that would have been impossible without him.
I saw that. It was pretty awesome too. It's like, man, you saved a good penny, I'm sure, because you just said it earlier. And I'm like, people try to get over on you because they think you ain't got no savvy hands, that you can't, put some screws together. Put something together.
The hardest part was finding the hardware, right? It's like lag bolts from like different sizes. There's like at least 30 different sizes of lag bolts. I'm like, come on, man. And like
maybe they snatched the instructions out, so you would call them up and be like, we need y'all's help. We'll come back and get that.
So the instructions had like pages that didn't print, and then there was like an app that you could use for the instructions, but the parts were wrong there. So it was like we were using both instructions to try and.
That's crazy.
Man, it was getting frustrating.
That's crazy. Hey, but this show is also brought to you by the good folks at CASA, the court-appointed special advocates. Save or change a child's story. Especially around these holidays, you can say you can help a child have a better life going around these holidays as far as sponsoring a child or being a foster parent. The folks at CASA have been doing it for a long time, and we have been partners with them now for a while now. And so if you want more information, or you know somebody that can be or wants to be a foster parent or just sponsor a child, go to www.voicesforcasachildren.org. Voices for CASA, CASA, children.org. So, yeah, we're going to find out what's going on in this crazy world of COVID-19.
What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
In the Casual House.
From a sports perspective, COVID-19 continues to strike. And it looks like it hit the Carolina Panthers this week. 8 people, including DJ Moore, star wide receiver. So It just keeps getting going. It's going on. And I was just talking about the NBA starting theirs up, and if this COVID thing is doing what it's doing in the NFL, how's the NBA going to deal with that?
Yeah, because they're not going to be bubbling.
You get 8 people on the NBA team, that's the team. You don't have the luxury of having 50 people and people don't practice squads and all that stuff, as many people on a football team that you do in a basketball team. If you lose 2 main guys, and you can be done. And then, of course, COVID's a 2-week 14 thing, and you can play up to 7 games in that 2-week period.
Yes,
I mean,
sometimes more.
Yeah, or more, exactly. So, man, I wonder how they're going to handle that, and how are they going to – I don't know if you heard the show on Tuesday night where I gave props to the Seattle Seahawks, and it was hard to do. But
You did what?
I gave some props to the Seattle Seahawks. Out of all 32 teams, they're the only team that has not had one COVID case.
Which is crazy to me because for a while, especially in the beginning, Seattle was like, don't go near Seattle. It's really bad right now. How did that happen? Must be all that rain.
After Pete Carroll got fined, he was serious when he had that. Remember, he came back on that press conference and said, we're going to be better at it. We're going to do better. We're sorry that, and he was true about it. So, I mean, props to whatever they're doing. People better start taking note and calling up them, Seattle Seahawks and find out what the hell they've been doing, because how do you keep staff members, the whole football team, coaching staff, everybody from not having one? That's pretty impressive.
It's got to be the vitamin C chewing gum that Pete Carroll just passes around. He's just
yeah, but I'm hoping that the basketball teams can do that. I mean, especially the Suns. I do not want to go through another year of not having everybody on the court at the same time.
Yeah, that's becoming a bad trend as well.
That was really bad. Yeah. But speaking of bad trends, man, the Cardinals are on a 3-game losing streak, and it seems like it's getting worse. And man, that game was something else. But when you make NFL players look foolish, juking them out their shoes and faking guys out. I mean, we're talking marquee names. That kind of gets a little bit around the league. Like, okay, let's put a little bit of a bounty on this dude. Let's start to hit this dude. And I think that's what's going on with Kyler right now. I think the league is looking for him, ready for him. Like, oh, give me a hit on that dude, because he's been clowning everybody, and he's been getting a lot of recognition for doing the clowning. And now the NFL is like, okay, let's slow this stuff down a little bit. And now he has what we call the yips. Like, he just don't have that same fire to go run that ball, because he looks like the league is out to get him.
You might be onto something there, Earl. And it's not necessarily there's we're not saying that there's ill will type of old school Saints bounty.
That's how sports are. That's how it is.
It's kind of like what happened with Cam Newton right around the Super Bowl run that they had. It was, okay, I'm tired of all this stuff. We're going to put a lick on this dude and kind of, make him think before he does the Superman. You know what I mean? So you're right. I think they might be taking note, and we'll get into this a little bit more later, but it also speaks, too, about Cliff's inability to adjust, because if you keep adjusting, they can't know where to hit you. So.
Exactly. And that's key to this whole thing. So the Cardinals as a team pretty much assured us who they truly are. Like you said last week, you named off those losses that we shouldn't have lost. Detroit, Carolina, you just named on, and then you started to say right after that, you were like, that's just who we are. This is who we are. Mm-hmm. And you're right. This is who we are. Now, I didn't expect anything from the Rams, that Ram game. I knew that Ram team is pretty dang good.
And they've been getting better. If we would have played them earlier in the season, probably could have got that one, but
exactly.
We played them now that they're rolling on and they've figured themselves out. When they were really sputtering, yeah, that's a bummer of the schedule.
So now the Cards are just pretty much like a mediocre team at best. I mean, man, what do you want to call them? I was on Paul's show earlier this morning, and he asked me what their identity was. I was like, you know what? You asking me? I don't know what their identity is. Other than, I'm going to say this, though, other than we look like a dang on college team. That's what we look like, our coach. Our coach is a college coach, and the team looks like a college team. And we can't hang with NFL talent. It just seems that way. It just looks like that.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's just, fans being a little salty, and we don't really see the ins and outs of what's going on in their organization and what's going on in and out, day in and day out. But at the same time, we see the product on the field, and we know it should be better. Why is it not better? That's what we want to know. Why is this thing struggling so bad all of a sudden?
I was thinking about this before I went on, because I knew we were going to talk about this. And it might have to do – we were talking about how last week Cliff has to grow too, right? But with coaches, how do you grow week to week? It's harder to grow week to week as a coach than it is as a player, right? Okay, True. I'm not going to make that throw in a triple coverage, but I'm going to do this week. Where the coaches, I'm already got to get into the next game plan, and I already have a comfortability with my plays. I don't have time to make new plays. Maybe make one or two new wrinkles, but I don't have time to make them. So if I'm comfortable in this short play on third and long and throwing short, then I'm comfortable with it. I'm going to call it. And obviously, he's got to go with matchups and everything, and he still is going to learn year in and year out that you have to keep innovating. You have to keep the other teams on their toes, trying to figure out what you're going to do game plan wise. And right now, he's not there for it. It's almost like he's rolling out the same game plan, offensively at least.
Exactly. And it looks like he's trying to set up all his trickery and all his, designs. And the NFL is like, we know what you're about to do before you even try to do it, because we know what the air raid's supposed to do. But
yeah,
that 3 wide receiver bunch formation doesn't get any space. Hopkins is out there on an island by himself, and it's like, what are we doing? I mean, the offense just looks just dead, just like lethargic, just like no innovation, no nothing about it anymore. And all that just because Kyler's not running anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you would like to think that that's just a piece of the offense. It shouldn't be the whole thing. I mean, we're looking like a car with no engine at the moment. And if it's going to take Kyler to run to get the engine going, okay, then, well, why aren't we doing that? 1. 2, find ways to get better at it, because obviously, like you said, they're figuring some of it out. Maybe we're protecting Kyler a little bit. I think that has to have worn off by now, right? I mean, they can't keep the training wheels on him and put him back on. You imagine being a kid learning how to ride a bike, and then all of a sudden they put the training wheels back on you? You can't get any speed anymore because you can't do that whole wobble thing.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, it's something else. We've dropped out of the playoff seeding. We're 8th now, and so, I mean, but looking at the schedule of the other teams and all this, you start to do all that. I was doing that thing all night. That little link you gave me, I was doing it all night.
I've got it pulled up right now for you.
And the Vikings don't look. They're going to lose probably at least 2 of those last 4 games. But you never can tell. You thought the Washington football team was going to go through the ringer, and they starting that grinder off, breaking the grinder.
Yeah, they broke that.
The Pittsburgh Steelers. So you just never know. You got to play the games. That's just how it goes. You can overlook who you want to overlook. All these games that are on our schedule, I mean, the way we are playing right now, lethargic, and the way he's like, if you haven't gotten it fixed by now in week 13, I don't think you can do anything else. This is what we are, and it's like, can we win another game? And I'm looking at these teams, and I'm like, look at those 2 NFC East teams that we got coming up. The Giants are playing better on defense. Their offense is still suspect, but they can stop people. Same thing with that Eagle team. The Eagles' defense is pretty physical. And now you're adding a Jalen Hurts that can run now, and we don't do good against running quarterbacks. So now you're looking at that, and then, of course, the 49ers and the Rams, we could probably lose out. I'm not trying to be the Mr. Sour here, but I'm looking at it like if we don't clean it, and I'm so tired of hearing the same old press conference. We need to clean this thing up. We need to clean it up. Okay, somebody get the freaking dustpan and the vacuum and
get the Pine Sol out.
The Pine Sol. Somebody got to clean something because it's still dirty. Do some cleaning. Well, how you gonna clean this up, Cliff? But
no,
what is
Mr.
underlining?
Mr. Kime needs to become Mr. Clean house.
There you go. And the Vikings probably gonna finish 8-8. This Cardinal team could finish anywhere from 6-10 to 7-9 or 8-8, depending on if they show up. So,
maybe 9-7. Maybe 9-7. You beat the Giants in San Fran. It's 9-7.
Yeah, you can't just throw that one out. Yeah, they could be 9-7, or if they went out 10-6. But let's just be real. But anyway, what to you is the underlining thing? I know it's not easy to do because we've been seeing this for not 13 weeks straight, but the last 4 or 5 weeks straight. What's the problem? Is it a talent issue, or is it not knowing how to use that talent, or maybe perhaps it's the lack of leadership, true leadership on this team, or is it just simply coaching? What do you think the underlining thing? There's one that has to be an underlining thing of why this thing is just fell off. The wheels just fell off all of a sudden.
I want to say that there's more than just one, but the glaring one right now, especially in the last 5 weeks, has been coaching and the inability to change game plans and adjust to the personnel that you're playing against that already knows what you're going to do. Vance Joseph, being a previous head coach, being a previous coordinator, has been doing that on a defensive level. It's weird that the offense was so high in the beginning and the defense was so low, and now they've kind of flipped. They're not, obviously the defense isn't through the roof high, but they're definitely higher than the offense right now.
Correct.
Being able to do things that we didn't think they could do defensively.
Right.
Obviously, in the Rams games in particular, a lot more third down conversions against us that I wouldn't have rather seen.
Man.
But
third and long.
Yes,
again.
and that's always been our problem.
Right.
Just third and anything, it doesn't matter. That's always been an underlying issue. But we've been able to take certain pieces out of games that we didn't think we could do. So, to me, I think it's Cliff, and I'm thinking Cliff has to. I don't want Cliff to be gone. I don't think that's going to help anybody right now. It's too early. I think that Cliff needs to surround himself with veteran former coaches. I don't care who they are. They're not going to have the power, but get them in your offense, put them in a red shirt, and have them tell you what is the right call or not. Give them ideas. You have to spitball these things. If you want experience, you need experience in that room. You keep bringing your Texas Tech buddies or whoever, they don't have the experience. You need guys that have done it before.
You might be onto something with that too, because this is what I was saying earlier. You can't cheat the process. You can't. And jumping all those assistant coaches that have been in the NFL for decades trying to make it to head coach, and you jump the process, and you right there at the top of the food chain out of a college ranking with no winning record and no resume behind it other than that you're supposed to be this innovative, offensive guru. But you jump the process, and you jump the process. Through that process, there are growing pains that have to go through that process. You can't skip that.
Yeah.
So here we are. This is where this team is right now. We're going through those growing pains from this coach trying to make the transition from college to the NFL because he doesn't understand the NFL game yet.
Right.
He doesn't understand clock management, timeouts, how to use your personnel. Man, I'm watching this Buffalo game tonight, and Josh Allen just is like locked in to Diggs.
Yeah.
When he rolls out, his eyes automatically finds Diggs. And you know what he does? Diggs can be covered. He throws the ball his way every time.
Yeah.
And either it's incomplete or Diggs comes down with it. Kyler and Hop has to start to gain that. But this is their coach that's not allowing that stuff because he doesn't know how to even teach that.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to even, his scheme, like you said, he doesn't even know how to adjust in a game, in an NFL game.
Now,
so
I want to make my point even more because I feel like I need to make one more point to make my point.
Right.
All right, Bruce Arians, we would say he had a lot of experience, right? This is a good choice to be a head coach. Finally, it was overdue. It was one of those like, okay, finally, someone made him a head coach. Who was on his staff and is still on his staff? Switch
all
teams.
Of
No,
them.
pick the one though. This man is 82 years old.
Oh yeah, Tom Moore.
Tom Moore, even Bruce Arians, seasoned in the league forever, had Tom Moore. He even knew I need someone helping me with experience.
Wow, that's a good point, man. That's a good point.
I'm saying Tom Moore left a lot of that type of thinking. Like, okay, yeah, that's great and all that innovation stuff, but this vanilla ice cream beats that third down play every time.
Correct.
Tom Moore is that guy, and you don't have that guy right now in that building.
Tom Moore is that guy that says, hey, it's 4:31 on the clock. Why don't throw the ball? Let's run the clock out.
Yeah.
Let's just run the ball.
Yeah.
No matter if you get a first down or not, take 45 seconds off of each play and make them use their timeouts. And if they don't want to use their time, run the clock out.
Now, granted, Bruce would be like, okay, but I'm going to throw it on this one, okay? I'm gonna just throw one deep, and then we'll run it.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, too. Judging from the press conferences and you see Cliff's demeanor now, do you see him starting to lose confidence in what he's doing?
I haven't actually seen that much of his conferences, but he always kind of seems like it's wearing on him. It looks like he's getting worn down a little bit. And does he have someone in his corner that's going to put their arm around him and be like, yo,
in over his head. It might be a little bit in over his head. And like I said, you can't cheat the process, man. There are steps upon step upon step upon step to get into that top. And you can't jump the process thinking it's just going to be quick.
Yeah.
And so, what is the time period for growth here? There is no time period. It's just the matter of everybody's different. So I don't know. Like we said on the neutral zone, like I was saying, how long does it take for a player to transition from college to NFL? It's going to probably take longer for a coach to do that. So,
yeah, because they can't, like I was saying, they can't adjust. So it takes them years because they take the offseason and they digest, okay, maybe for a couple months, like this is what went wrong in this season.
yeah,
And then they go to the drawing
5
board.
years. I was like, you're right on point. 5 years, or he might be an NFL bust like some of these college coaches have been.
Yeah, it could very well happen.
I look at that too as his inability to figure this coaching thing out is stunting Kyler Murray's growth to a point.
Could be.
Because the experienced coach is going to show you, hey, you wanted to play this position, so don't half-ass on this position. We're not going to hold back. We're not going to try to protect you from this, and you do what you have to do to protect yourself. That's fine, but we're not going to change the game plan. We need you to be agile out there. We need you to make plays when it's time to make plays, and don't pull up when you got a first down and could get a first down. You decide to play this position, so this is what comes along with the position. A true NFL coach is going to tell him something like that.
Or something like, you don't want to get hit, then go play baseball if you don't want to get hit.
Exactly. And
you want to play football?
And so Cliff is like, no, don't run, don't. And now it's in Kyler's head. I'm not getting hurt. I'm not going to get hurt. And that's all self-preservation. That's not selling out for the team if you're going to just say, I'm not getting hurt. I mean, and I've seen him sell out for this team. Don't get me wrong. I've seen him give himself up and try to go after. When he gets in a rhythm and flow, you can see it come out.
Mm-hmm.
Then at other times when he's not in a rhythm and he's just dodging hits and he's looking more at what the rush is doing before he even looking downfield to throw the ball.
It's almost turning. It's turning. I'm not saying it's there yet, but it's almost turning into the basketball equivalent of DeAndre Ayton.
Oh,
whoa! There's games where like he has it and you can see the passion come out, and then there's games it's like you're just going through the motions.
Wow! Right.
I hope that's not the case. I don't think it is, but it's trending that way right now.
Yep. So it's all on Cliff, man. You have to do what's best for the team and not what you think your philosophy is. That's what knowing what the NFL football is about. You got to do what's best for that team for the next to try to win that game. Not, this is just my scheme. This is what I do, so we're going to keep doing what I do and what I got in my head.
Yeah.
You got to change that. You got to change it on the fly because I think we look so dang predictable, man. We look so predictable on offense. Everybody knows that he's standing back in that shotgun. Only two things are going to happen. He would hand that ball off, or he's going to hold it and throw it.
Yep. And
if he don't find anybody, he'll look for a way out of the outside on the edge. And if you got the edge sewed up, you got him in the box. You got them beat. Yep. That's simple, right?
Yeah, pretty simple.
You can't come up with anything to combat that. And I'm thinking you got to get Kyler to roll him out and start. Man, we got taken apart by golf on play action, just rolling out all day long. His receivers running crazy all over the field. We got the same type of weapons or better,
faster.
Another good point. We don't utilize our speed good enough.
Mm-mm.
We don't. Everybody's running the same little intermediate, quick little whatever, and we're not utilizing our speed.
Or cutesy sweeps. So it's like you're already starting 5 yards behind and going horizontal. Yeah, I agree.
It's crazy, man. You can't. We got too many quote unquote gurus that's trying to do stuff and show how smart they can be. You ain't gonna reinvent the NFL wheel. You're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
You might get away with it for a while until they figure you out. Okay, now we've been figured out, Cliff. How do you change this? How do you change it?
I would start by mixing it up and not having Hopkins on one side of the field. I don't care if that's what he wants or doesn't want.
Move him around.
Move him around. Do something.
Force feed him the dang ball.
Literally, it's like Hopkins in motion. Okay, yeah, he's just going to his favorite side. Like,
right.
I'm not afraid.
How do you learn to ride a bike?
Training wheels.
No, but without when they take the training wheels off and you learn how to actually balance, and how do you learn?
Balance.
Falling on your butt, right?
Yeah, that too.
How many times you fall down off that bike? Falling down. That's what you got to let Kyler go.
I fell down.
Let him go.
I fell down so much I gave up learning how to do rollerblades. I couldn't do rollerblades. I gave up.
Same here.
Yeah, rollerblades are dumb.
I said, I don't know who can stand on these things. Like, forget that. I mean, I have a problem with just skates.
No rollerblades, nothing. Mm-mm.
But yeah, you gotta let Kyler go. Let him force feed, hop the ball. If you throw picks, let him throw picks. He's got to learn.
Yeah.
He's got to learn. We're at that point right now. Like, you're not a playoff team, Cardinals. You're not. You might back into the playoffs if you get it to because of all the other sorry teams that are out there right now. You might just back into that 7th spot.
And get
but
this.
You're not a playoff team until you let this kid learn how to play quarterback.
If they back into the playoffs, it's actually going to hype up the expectations for next year even more.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be
okay. So you get to you start off slow. Well, last year, whatever, it was improvement, right, from the 3-10 or whatever. And then you go to the playoffs. Whoa, hey, you go to the playoffs next year. You might need to get to the conference championship game. The expectations, now you got even more stress on a young coach.
We got an expectation killer though. It's called Ed Smith and Javon Adams. We got expectation killers. They know how to bring us down now because they were saying at the beginning, got to give them their props. They were saying, "Hey, hold on, pump the brakes."
Yeah,
they look good. They look good.
They took it on the chin when we gave them a hard time when we were right too.
They did. They took it hard on the chin too because everybody's like, "Oh, see it too." Now we all looking like, "Oh, all right, yeah, y'all was right all this time." But we'll come back to the Cardinals in a minute because there's still a lot more we can cover on that. But let's see what else is going on around this world. I mean, we saw the Washington football team, and yours truly picked them to beat those Steelers because
the only one in the whole world.
You can't. I mean, the Steelers were the ugliest undefeated team I've ever seen.
And didn't I say on Thursday they're finally going to play a good defense? And I said,
right.
You got to try and pick them, but I can't because I don't want to lose the pick.
Oh,
but
I was going to try, man. I'm doing.
You're welcome.
I'm doing everything. Like I told you earlier, I even picked the Chargers to beat New England. I was trying to do everything.
Yeah, that one didn't help you.
That defense, that Washington defense, and then two defenses like that playing each other, it's like, okay, they're going to cancel each other out. It's going to just be what offense can make the plays. And, man, you got to get Alex Smith his props. He came out there against that tough Steeler defense, stood in there, took his beating, and still got his team that win. That was awesome. I was clapping my hands when I saw him standing. I was like, go ahead, Alex. Yeah. Shut them all up, because I thought he wasn't going to get on the field this year. You know, I thought he was going to chill for another year until he gets back to form, but he balling.
And at the end of the game, the Steelers didn't have a leg to stand on. There it is.
That's not right. That's not right.
He's better, so it's okay to joke now. Is it too soon? It's too soon.
You better watch some of this bad karma.
I got it in spades. Don't worry.
Oh man. Let's go else around the NFL. Something else took place in the NFL that I just blew my mind. I'm pretty sure it blew everybody's mind. How the Jets threw that game for the Raiders at the last 11 seconds. And how on earth do you not have your defense in a prevent on the goal line ready to bat down a Hail Mary? How do you not have that defense on the field? What in your stupid mind thinks that an all-out blitz was going to work and you leaving a fast receiver one-on-one with somebody? How? Other than you tanking because you didn't want to give up that first pick.
Yeah, that's exactly how.
Exactly.
And then you made what was the DC? He just got fired, right? So you make him the scapegoat.
Greg Williams finally got, and he wanted to get fired. So that's why he did. They used him as the scapegoat.
Yeah, that's a heck of a going out party, right?
Oh yeah, he wanted to go out with a bang. He did it. He said, "Y'all gonna stay undefeated because I'm leaving, and I'm gonna make y'all lose. Go out and do this defense."
Oh my gosh.
I mean, once you can't even call out a Hail Mary. That's just a bomb. That's just a completed bomb. A Hail Mary is like throw it up in the crowd and everybody.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a Hail Mary. That was just a regular pass play on the last play of the game. I mean,
yeah, Mary wasn't even there. She was taking a nap.
Mary was on the other side of the field. Like we all ran inside for some reason.
Not my football team. I don't root for the Jets. Yeah.
Oh man, but they gave that one to the Raiders, but they want that Trevor Lawrence big time, and they just bowed out and bowed down.
Jacksonville wants him too, though. Let's be honest.
Oh man, but the NBA gets started in 5 days. Preseason, 5 days. We get 2 games up in Utah, the Suns, and then we get 2 games in LA, and then they start the season on the 22nd at Dallas.
That's quick.
That is so fast, bro. So fast. And I mean, everything. There was a Suns meeting tonight on Zoom that I didn't get a chance to get to because Paul gave it to me late, and I got the email, but I haven't been watching my emails for a long time, so I missed it. So I didn't whatever you call RSVP to get in it, but that was supposed to be their so-called media day, like they normally would do.
Yeah, yeah.
On a regular basis when they go to the gyms and you can come up to them and interview them and all that stuff personally. But of course, it's all different with COVID. But I wanted to get a feel for what this team is going to be like. And I know you was kind of salty on the Chris Paul thing. And so where are you at now still? I mean, where are you? I mean, judging by everything that they have added to Chris Paul.
The Crowder move took the cake for me. I wanted to see what you could take in with what little money you really had left.
Right.
And taking Crowder in is brilliant to me. It's brilliant to me because that's a. I'm not going to say he's similar to Kelly Oubre. He brings a different intensity, and they do different things. But Crowder will fit your scheme, and Oubre can break your scheme sometimes, where he will pound the air out of the ball and go to the hoop and an ISO or what have you and break the play down.
Right.
And Chris Paul wasn't going to have any of that. Let's just be honest.
Well,
so to see this nucleus, I think is going to be interesting. I still want to see it on the court because I didn't think the Ricky Rubio thing was going to work. I thought he was done, and he came to Phoenix, and it all looked great on the court. The chemistry was awesome. So, yeah, I'm still down on it a little bit. It's a lot of money for a dude that old, but I think it'll work. It'll be intriguing to see.
Straight down. You go be excited when you see that team hit the court preseason.
They better.
But they got. I love what they did adding all the shooters. But adding Crowder is adding something that even Chris Paul can't add to them. That's NBA Finals experience.
Yeah.
So I like it. I like it a lot. And I like that he's going to be one battling with Aiden in the paint when they start to teach him some stuff. Did you see Aiden's interview?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude, you ain't paying attention.
I'm building play sets and IKEA furniture.
That's right. Aiden had an interview about Chris Paul Jr. and he was just like giddy. I mean, you could just tell he just rambling off, just talking. I'm like, oh no. I was like, oh my God. We gonna be this. I'm gonna be that. I'm glad he's here because I need this. We need that. He's saying all around. I'm like, oh my, this dude don't know what he's saying. He don't have a clue. What's about to go down?
$5.
He don't have a clue.
Chris Paul blocks him on a layup. $5. $5.
They've been practicing now, so I'm pretty sure there's already been some heat stuff. some. This kid don't know what he is such a giant kid. He has no clue what he's in for.
Yeah.
Chris Paul and Jay Crowder are not going to allow you to be that lackadaisical dude coming down the court when you get a chance to just come down the court and get tired. Oh, I look tired. I'm not going to jump this time. I let him just – no, he going to have the coach take you out.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he made of. I can't wait. But we'll see.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
That's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see how that goes. We played the Mavericks in game one without Porzingis. I didn't see the Dallas Mavericks make too many moves. I think they're the same team almost, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, give or take, I'm assuming some free agency.
So we were already even with them, beating them anyway in the bubble. So, I mean, I'd imagine we're right neck and neck with them. You know, it's just a matter of who's going to gel faster. I mean, they already have their team together, so they can, do their thing. But I wonder how long it's going to take this team to gel. Because the things they did in the bubble are in place. Monty's philosophy, all of what Monty was teaching, all those things are not going anywhere. So all they have to do now is just follow Chris's lead, and man, the sky's the limit, man. This is a good team on paper.
I'd say it takes them about a month, maybe a month and a half, to really iron out all the kinks, because there's going to be some games where it's like, whoa, that doesn't look right.
Right, and the rotation, the rotations got to get, the right rotations. Who's going to actually start? They got Crowder in the starting lineup already,
and they should.
Over Cam and them, so that's good. But we got to see how this is gonna go. I mean, they have so much depth on this team to when they have a big unit, they have a fast and gritty unit that gets you stops and turnovers. They got a shooting unit. They got different units on this whole squad. I'm like, man, they ain't never been this equipped.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
They have everything they need to be a winning team.
Yeah, I mean, we used to play NBA, and you could sub out the players, and you would be like, okay, time for a three, and you put all the 3-point shooters in. Yeah, yeah. At center, you got a point guard who can shoot threes. Yeah, that's basically what they're going to do. Yeah.
It only happens when you're down like 30
Yeah.
or 20. But
All right,
I'm just
time to
saying.
go lights out.
But if you want to get, I mean, man, this should be a smorgasbord of points for Booker. I mean, you don't have to face too many double teams anymore, right? I mean, you would imagine he wouldn't have to face that many more double teams because Chris is going to demand somebody on him. If you get Ayton up to par, he's going to be the key to tie this thing all in a bow.
He has been, right? I mean, that is the key.
He's the key. Yeah, he's the key to tie this thing all together in a bow.
He's the key
the
key.
We'll see how the Suns do, and I'm hoping they'll do good. I think Monty can't fail. The way this dude coaches, and the way he embraces his team like a family, and they're gonna go all out for him all the time. So I'm looking for this team to be a very good defensive team too, because you saw the length that bothered people in that bubble with Bridges and Cam, and I mean that length is real. They could stretch out and cover the whole court.
Pterodactyls.
So long. And now you put Ayton back there, you get Crowder back there, and Chris is a dog on defense too.
That's true.
He's old. He might not be able to stay with some people no more, but he can run them into his big man.
But he's very good at communicating. That I'll give you that. Especially defensively. I mean, in basketball, communication is pivotal. If you're not communicating on defense in basketball, you're dead in the water. And right. Chris is never going to keep his mouth shut on defense. That's his way. So you'll know if he gets beat, or you'll know if you're getting beat, because he's going to be yelling at you.
But don't sleep on him. Still, he can still score in this league. He can still score when everybody blogs down and can't get no buckets. And okay, I got to go get buckets. I don't think he's going to have that type of role in his team where he has to score all the time. We got enough of that. He'll put up enough just to keep the defense honest, because they know that's Chris Paul. I can't just leave him open out there. I mean, he's going to do enough. But I don't think he has to hold this team like he did the OKC team. When he was OKC, if he wasn't scoring that 20 a night, that team wasn't winning.
Yeah.
So I don't think he has to do that here. I think he has enough. Booker can score enough. Ayton can score enough. Bridges can score with them. And we got a lot of guys that can put this ball in the hole. The two new shooters we got, the names just slipped my mind. Etuan Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Etuan Moore? Yeah. Good shooter. I mean, and I love the rookie, too, that we picked up. He's like a dude that's going to go in there and bang, and get you offensive rebounds.
He might be tougher than Ayton.
Yeah, hustle points. You might end up seeing him getting more minutes than Ayton down the line somewhere.
It's Baines on a rookie contract to me.
There you go. So, I mean, all these things look so good, and the orange looks good, but those uniforms they're going to be wearing don't look all that great to me.
You don't like the Valley uniforms?
I love the color. I don't like that pixelating thing. That just looks like freaking.
Well, we got the pixel stuff too, though, on our little.
Oh, that's true.
So you love it now, right?
That's true.
Now you love it. See, they got that idea from us.
They sure did. They must have. But I just don't like it on that jersey saying that's supposed to be Camelback Mountain. That don't look nothing like no Camelback Mountain. It look like Minecraft.
I don't like Minecraft, but I like the logo of the jersey. I think it's cool. I don't want it for every game, obviously, but I like it. Yeah, I think it's good.
We'll see how this goes, man. I think it's going to be pretty nice. We're going to get back into the Cardinals and find out what can they do on offense, what can they do on defense to get things respectable and finish this season strong. Finishing it strong is going to be finishing it in a playoff game. Can we do it? Can Cliff get it done? We'll talk about that when we come back right here on the Kazual Sportz Show. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell, www.ksrnaz.com. Stick around. We'll be right back.
We're going to take a little break, but we'll be back in a while, so don't nobody go nowhere.
LeBron, I know you want to be a good...
This is the sound of a racing heart,
It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Hi, this is Ed Smith, host of the Easy Sports Talk Show. In addition to hosting the show every Saturday, did you know I'm also an inspirational and motivational speaker? Utilizing life experience in my 15-year professional sports career, I offer programs to a wide variety of audiences. Tips from the locker room to the boardroom and beyond. Whether you're a corporate executive, sports organization, or faith-based organization, Ed Smith Speaks can customize a team-building, motivational, and inspirational program to fill your needs. I'd love to come inspire and motivate your group to create lifelong shining moments. To learn more about booking me for your event, visit edsmithspeaks.com or contact me directly at info@edsmithspeaks.com.
Hey, Bird Gang, this is Chase Edmonds, and I ride with the exclusive voice of the Bird Gang, Casual E. The Casual Sports Show on KSRN Arizona.
LeBron, I know you want to be a good team.
Welcome back into the Casual House.
Hey, hitting on LeBron, man.
We do so much of these dang on promos and trying to do jokes on these promos, and now it's doing it by itself now.
LeBron?
LeBron? I know you want to be a good teammate. Oh, man. But, yeah, Larry Fitzgerald is, I think, should be getting close to being out of protocol now. Hopefully.
Man.
Now, it's not that Larry Fitzgerald is the missing key to everything and why everything it is what it is, because this was doing this when he was there. But is he the leadership that they're missing though on offense? Because they didn't really incorporate Larry as much as they should have in this offense.
Yeah.
That's another thing Cliff is not doing, incorporating Larry and making him the guy, the glue that keeps this whole group together.
Yeah, I mean, Larry's like your third down safety net.
Right.
I mean, if you think about it, you almost treat him like a tight end.
And he's also your energy guy, too.
Can be, yeah.
He's a guy that pumps that energy into guys and make guys get up and keep playing hard and go all out. He's that guy because he shows that by example. And that was missing.
There's definitely, he's missing, and that's part of the leadership equation, but that's not all that's there, right? Obviously, I think there's a leadership from coaching that's missing. That leadership that's leading Cliff-wise that we talked about. But, yeah, not having Larry, there's an effect there. There absolutely is. And what we're seeing right now in the last 2 weeks is life without Larry doesn't look so good.
I know. Especially that he still draws attention. And then when teams can see that he's not there, nobody blinked when they saw Christian Kirk and Keyshawn Johnson, and they all just kind of lock up over on Hopkins over there, and we'll be all right. And they just neutralize this offense just by taking one guy out of it. So if Larry decides to hang him up, we screwed, right? I mean, really. I mean, because think about it. Look, Christian Kirk looks up to him to the point where if he ain't on the field with him, he can't function. It just looks that way. Where he just disappeared. He was balling to a point where he was coming up doing, great things. And I know Larry was always there pumping him on and getting him, hyping him up and keeping him going. And no Larry, and it's like 2 yards and 1 catch, and you can't get open. I don't know, man. That just seems kind of suspect.
Now, the Rams do have a good secondary. I will give them credit there. Maybe it was just a bad matchup or what have you. But,
True.
Yeah, this is not having Larry is a challenge for a lot of people. It's a challenge for Kyler, although they don't really have that much of a connection. It's a challenge for Cliff. It's definitely a challenge for Kirk.
Right.
Christian Kirk has to find a way to – he is the number 2. We knew that right in the depth chart. He's the number 2. Larry is not the number 2 because of just the age and everything.
Correct.
But he has to find a way to really be that number 2.
Yeah, he's better get in there and grow in there and do it fast because you can easily bring another guy in here. And see, this is also another point, like you said. You said it early. Key that was really key to this. It starts at the top, and we got to stop being so gun shy on bringing in talent. Okay, let's not we're not throwing away what he's done. You know, we went out and got Hopkins. It got pretty much given to him, pretty much. But I'm talking about things that are going to push your team over the edge to the next level. I see these defenses like even teams like the 49ers, that Rams defense, the intensity they play with. Where is that on this Cardinal defense? I mean, that heart that just says we are not going to be denied. We are going to punch you in the mouth. We might not have the best offense, but I guarantee you're going to feel us on defense. Where is that? I mean, did that all go out the door when Chandler Jones got hurt?
I never felt that from Chandler Jones.
I didn't either, but I'm just saying this team has always leaned on Chandler Jones to get pressure. Where is that relentless? Oh, I'm coming after you. Coming after you pressure. This team does not generate that. I don't know what we're missing, man. That's what I'm talking about when it points to Steve Keim is you had opportunities to get guys like that. You know what I'm saying? When you think back on this season, I mean, he might not be the best guy, but Carlos Dunlap was sitting there before Seattle touched him. You could have got him.
Griffin too.
Griffin, Dunlap, Clowney, all these guys that were sitting there that you could put on this team to give yourself a presence to go, oh, they got a dog over there that's going to come after us. They didn't go after Stephon Gilmore. Why did you not make that move? Yeah. That would have put you over the hump. You would have been right there in playoff contention with no problem because the defense would be better. The coverage outside would be better. That dude is a dog covering people. I mean, period. You got to give him his props. That dude can cover. He would have been your next lockdown corner for the next 4 to 5 years if you'd got him in here and hopefully he stayed and you paid him and whatever. But those are moves we just shy away from, dude. And I'm going, why we don't ever make those moves? And other teams in our division make them, and where they are right now. Rams, bam. You know, all these guys they go out and grab, and they end up grabbing them, and they end up being better at what they do.
To play the opposite side of this argument, I will say this. The Cardinals are the outlier, right, in the NFC West. The other three teams are expecting Super Bowls because they've been there very recently, right, all three of them. With that being said, they all feel like they've got their cores that are already ready and primed and ready to go. Maybe Keim's not pulling that many big deals like those teams are because he doesn't want to push too far and bust the team out. Because if you push too far, you lose all your youth leverage, right? But you also have the issue of the offense has now got this great defense and they're in the playoffs, no problem, sitting pretty. And we realize Cliff isn't ready to be a coach yet. He doesn't have it yet. He's still learning it. Or Kyler's got growing pains still. And then all of a sudden it's like, and all that was for nothing. All those loaded contracts and 1-year deals and everything was for nothing. So maybe he's taking it year by year basis and seeing they're just not there yet. I'm going to make some moves. I'm going to get Hopkins and get him for 5 more years. Great move, no brainer, right? I mean, giving away for free, basically. But other deals where it's like I'm going to have to actually give up some value that I might need if the offense isn't ready to be in their primes, maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. And at the same time, I mean, the fan going to look at it, man, we need talent. Where's the talent of the team? I understand we're going through an issue where we got a lot of injuries, but every team has that, and they still come out and play the scheme the way they want to play the scheme. I've seen too many 3rd and longs that teams are converting on this defense.
Way too many.
Way too. I mean, that when they got the fumble on the kick return, and they got the touchdown right away, I said, okay, now it's a game. That 3rd and 11 was the key to the game because they could have got them off the field and could have got the ball right back and went down, either tied it or taken a lead.
And it wasn't even a prevent. It was just to let him walk through the door.
Just let him walk. Let him walk. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Where are the guys on this team that have even the sense and the know-it-all or the know-how to know this team's been running the same damn thing over and over and over and over. Somebody get ready for the same thing coming again. Where is that guy at that's going to get this team in position to be where they're supposed to be at?
Yeah. I mean, or at least just sit 2 yards in front of the line for first down and just let him, hug him and just lay down. Do something.
There you go. And this still goes back to the guys on the top, because you could hire a defensive coordinator that's got a big name.
There's some out there.
There's some defensive coordinators out there that got big names that can come in here and do what they've been doing in this league all the time. Now, I ain't talking no Greg Williams, but I'm saying you can, we might need a Greg Williams to get some heart on this dang on team.
We might need an all-out blitz. We might need an 11-man blitz. Send all 11.
Stand up and fight, man.
You know what? Send 13 of them. I don't care.
We've got too many passive people on this team, and the passive guys are the leaders, supposedly. And that's where we really hurt. Yeah. On our defense, P2 is supposed to be the leader of this defense. He is way too passive. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. Like I said, big names, sometime you might need a couple of big names on your team to give you credibility. And teams know that like a Wade Phillips, I mean, he might be old and run down, but what Wade Phillips puts on the field on his defense is somehow they always be effective. You know, you can go think of a whole. I mean, give us back some of the defensive coordinators we had in the past. BA, you want to throw that? You want to throw some Betcher over here at us? So, you know, some.
I'll take Bowles, but he's not giving Bowles.
I'll take Bowles or Betcher again. Anybody. I mean, it's somebody that can put up a dang defense and actually give definition to that term defense. Means defend something.
Even Ray Horton.
Oh my! Where is he at?
Let me just do a little.
I think he's
search
sitting
for
around on his couch somewhere, probably. He probably in the college ranks somewhere, probably, huh?
Yeah, he's not employed. It looks like
he ain't even doing anything. Ray Horton was a good defensive coordinator. So I mean, there are guys out there that have schemes, and there are guys out there that teach relentless pressure, teach relentless attitude, and for some reason we got a bunch of just soft stuff that don't know how to make, like you was talking about, adjustments. How do you not adjust during the game? If the Rams are doing the same thing over and over and over, and it's killing you over and over, and you can't adjust to it, I don't get it.
It's not good. It's not good.
But it's not good, man. It's like, I mean, you got the Giants coming up, and 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, Giants were a joke. We all like, oh, that'll be a win down the line. We good with that. That'll be one of our wins.
Yep.
We put that Eagles thing in there. Oh, that'll be one of our wins too. We good. Oh, the 49ers, they suck. They beat up. They'll be one of our wins. All that has changed in the last few weeks. Because that Giants team, now, I'm not saying they're good because they look horrible on offense. But I'm going to tell you this much. If you can stay in games defensively, I don't care what team you are, you got a chance to win a game. Look at the Washington football team, what they did to Steelers tonight. They were down 14-0 in that game and just hung around with their defense. Picked away at it. 7 points here, 3 points there, and end up coming back and end up winning the game.
Yeah.
I mean, if you play defense in this league, you will last a long time, and you would definitely be a contender.
10th overall defense for the Giants, 18th for the Cardinals. So they have a better defense.
We need relentless rush, and I you know what though, Sean, to tell you the honest to God truth, I think what we got in the secondary is okay, serviceable.
Certainly,
Drake Kirkpatrick plays his butt off.
Yeah,
he might not cover everything, but some DB is going to get beat every once in a while. I mean, they played the Rams, for crying out loud. That team is not going to just sit down and give you, I mean, you got them off the field 4 straight times, and then you end up with 4 3-and-outs, and you can't expect them to be holding that Ram defense down all game long. They did a pretty good job until they got worn down.
I liked what I saw from Jonathan Joseph as well before he went down.
Jonathan Joseph, they play hard. They get up in receivers. They're there. Our problem is we don't get pressure on the quarterback. Goff didn't get hardly touched in that game.
Yeah.
Like he never gets touched in any game when he plays the Cardinals. So, I mean, it's like we need a relentless rush. I mean, you could have added a guy, like you said, Griffin, and all these, I mean, Dunlap when they were available. Guys like that would at least give you some type of rush that'll get a quarterback off his spot. We don't have that. Kennard, we thought was going to be that guy. Nope, he hasn't shown up all season long. I don't know where he's been. He on the field, but I ain't see him doing anything. Golden came back and like he's still trying to do his thing, but Golden is still too small to me. And he's not a fast guy, so he's just pretty much mediocre. And Hassan Reddick has disappeared. He was starting to get pressure. Now he can't get pressure. If I can look at anybody on our team that at least has something to pin their ears back and their hair flowing in the dang wind, is Gardak.
The
but
man
he's just
on fire.
not big enough.
That's true.
He's just not big enough. So we need a pass rush, man. Where's our pass rush at?
Well, we got two big injuries, right? Jones, and we lost just escaped the name now. In the middle.
Oh yeah, Corey Peters.
Corey Peters. I mean, those are your two big cornerstone pieces, right? I mean,
yeah.
Losing them, that hurts. That's your size. You lost your two biggest guys. We got real small.
My point. When you see two big key guys like that go down, and you know it's going to cost you money to replace that guy, to put a quality guy there to replace him.
Yeah.
You don't just get any guy off the street and think that dude's going to come in and make you serviceable on defense. That's what we do. We get guys off the street. By the way, speaking of off the street, where the hell is Prince Amukamara? Still sitting on the practice squad?
I think so.
I hit my boy up from the Cardinals, asked about him a couple of weeks ago. He's like, he's still on the practice squad. I'm like, okay, so we just bring guys in that supposed to have some type of pedigree in this league, and we can't get them on the field. What is wrong with this organization, man, when it comes to personnel and when it comes to seeing talent and when it comes to putting that talent on the field? And I know it's got a lot to do with the players have to do the work and do the execution and all. I get that. But a lot of it's still about these coaching, man. The coaching staff is just really suspect right now, really amateur, and you can see it.
There was an article out on Cards Wire November 3rd, and Vance Joseph said, I think Prince is close.
November 3rd. Here we are, December, half of December almost coming up.
So he better be playing on Sunday.
He better be out there soon at some point. And you might as well go ahead and throw Mike Nugent out there too, because Zane is done. He should be. And see, this is another thing, man. Here we go. Is Zane your kicker? Yeah, he's still our kicker. He losing you games. Why is he still your kicker? I don't get it.
I don't know who you replace him with. I don't know.
At this point, you just replace him, because at least it'll send a message to the team. Hey, we're not going to just sit around and just be this mediocre team and lose games with all these guys out there busting their butt. And this dude, all he got to do is kick a dang ball through a hoop, and he can't even do it. You got to make him an example. Even if he does leave and go to another team and be good, you got to take that chance. He's killing you right now. And I'm telling you this much, and I told y'all this on Neutral Zone. If, and that's a big if the Cardinals make the playoffs or are one game away from making the playoffs, this dude is going to miss the kick to get you there. I guarantee it. You got to get rid of him right now.
It's a Viking scenario, right?
Exactly. That Seattle and Viking game. Kick it off to the right, you got an extra point distance. He's going to miss you a pressure kick.
There's this YouTube kicker, right? I mean, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. It calls himself Destroying. Have you seen this dude? Have you heard of this dude?
No, I haven't.
Okay, he has this one video. It's the only one I saw, but it's like he wasn't invited to the combine, so he got ticked. So he brought the combine to himself. He was nailing 65-yarders like it was no big deal.
Wow.
So
where is this dude at?
Not signed. I'm just saying we should just get this guy.
We don't do stuff like that. We're really loyal to the guys we picked. Them dudes is killing you. These dudes ain't doing nothing on the field. Whatever happened to? I mean, if the season's done, and I'm not saying it's done, but I'm just saying they lose the next game and drop to 6 and 7, it's pretty much over with. So I would say, what can be? Well, 6 and 8, and they got 2 games left. Find out what you got in those guys on the practice squad, like Prince Amukamara, like Evan Weaver, and I mean guys that are. Find out what you got.
You'll need to know.
You got to know at some point, because the guys we got out here, they don't have what it takes, to even compete and stay in games. So I don't know. Defenses are not supposed to be that easy to go through. It's supposed to be some resistance. And I know we put up some good resistance early in that game, But those third downs, and it looked like it was just pitch and practice for the Rams. I mean, I don't know. We got to start making moves, bro. That make a difference. But right now, it's been 13 weeks in. We are who we are right now. I don't see it changing much. I see a squeak out win probably in the Eagles game, and a squeak out loss to this Giant team. And then the two divisions going to be battles, but we just don't know how to pull those games out because it takes coaching and good coaching, situational football to get you through tough and tight games. We're not going to ever blow nobody away. We're not going to ever run away with no games. It's going to be you either right there squeaking them in to win, or squeaking them out to lose.
Yeah, so, and you're not wrong, but at the same time, too, we have the potential to win 3 in a row right now. We've been
having the potential for the last 8 weeks to be. We were 6-3.
You're not wrong.
9-3.
You're not wrong. But as we've seen, that potential can come and go whenever it wants to. We can beat Seattle. We can beat the Bills, San Fran in Week 1, or we could lose to Detroit.
Eagles and Giants.
Hopefully not the Eagles and Giants.
Man, I'm with you. That is another show. It goes by so dang on fast. Kazual Sportz Show, Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell, Bird Game. Appreciate you for coming in on Facebook Live. Appreciate you listening on KSRN, www.ksrnaz.com. And download the mobile app. You can listen to it anytime you get ready to. This show airs on the network 11 a.m. again tomorrow morning, so you can peep that out if you want to. Until next time, Bird Gang, like our promo says, be encouraged. Till next time, Bird Gang. Peace out.